What is up, YouTube? A lot of you want me to react to SCP related content, but I have no idea what SCP is, so here we are finding out what it is.
So, you stumbled upon or heard about a thing called SCP, and you're wondering what it's all about. This guide has all the information you need to know about what the SCP Foundation is and what it has to offer you. Think of it as the ultimate primer to the universe, and the wiki as it is and should be seen today. This guide is split up into 3 sections, and they are as follows. Number 1.
Okay.
The basics. An introduction to the SCP Foundation.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Wiki, covering the SCP format, object classes, in-universe lore about the Foundation, and important vocabulary, and why it all matters.
In-universe lore?
Number 2.
Now I'm more confused. I'm like, is there out of universe lore?
Universe elements. This covers some background information and a lot of commonly used terms that might leave a new reader lost or confused.
You don't say.
Things to read and do. A tour of the entire SCP universe, covering all modes of writing and different kinds of pieces that you can read. From -Js to EXs, 001 proposals to groups of interest, tales, and canons. There's a lot.
You
more
lost
than
me
just
already.
The SCP series. Okay.
J's to X's, I'm like, huh?
The basics. Operating clandestine and worldwide, the Foundation operates beyond jurisdiction, empowered and entrusted by every major national government with the task of containing anomalous objects, entities, and phenomena. These anomalies pose a significant threat to global security by threatening either physical or psychological harm. Introduction. The SCP Foundation is a collaborative writing platform centering around a fictional foundation, a scientific and military organization that seeks to protect humanity and the status quo by locating and containing anomalies, objects, life forms, events, locations, concepts, creations, and phenomena that, in one way or another, violate natural law.
So kind of like Ghost Hunters? Ghostbusters? But fictional stories? Myth preservation? Okay, I can kind of get behind that. And hi, Mango, welcome in. So SCP Foundation, you have a bunch of people collaborating in writing creative fictional stuff. With the whole goal of having different anomalies. Objects, life form, event, location, concept, creation, phenomena. Basically anything that's not easily explained, or that people say is witchcraft, or witchy, or supernatural, I guess? Oh, okay.
On the SCP Wiki, authors tell stories and explore ideas within this urban fantasy science fiction universe, creating rich pieces of writing that take place in a world where the anomalous exists and how people and organizations interact with them. These articles may showcase the different types of phenomena that might exist in this universe, the SCPs themselves, or
Can I just, look, before we continue, can I just say I absolutely hate the fact that they decided to distort over their own writing? It is highly unpleasant to try and read what they're saying on the screen. I have to look away from the screen so I can listen to them. So then I can pause it and then I can read. It is so annoying. Anyway, that's just my pet peeve regarding the video itself. Okay, so authors tell stories and explore ideas. So fanfic, well, I guess, because you have the universe in a way.
tell compelling narratives about life and interactions within the SCP world, tales, canons, and groups of interest formats.
I wonder how
The
this
central
came to
focus
be.
of the SCP Wiki is the SCP file, commonly referred to as just an SCP. It is a set of in-universe technical documentation supposedly compiled by the Foundation in an effort to understand analyze, experiment with, and
So
most
case
importantly,
files,
contain
case
the anomaly.
studies.
The SCP file is, in effect, a form of constrained writing, an immersive way to tell a story about the nature and history of an anomalous object or entity, whether directly or by hinting at some greater idea. Each
So basically, SCPs are case files or study files, like a detective record, a dossier of sorts. That's cool.
SCP is given a unique serial number or designation.
What the heck? There are 4,000 SCPs? Ah! That is so many, and it started in 2007. I think there are more now. Jesus Christ. There are 8,000! What the heck? That is so many! How many people are writing stories for it? And how does one decide how you get the number? Because if everyone is posting, that's gonna be like confusing in a way. That's kind of cool though. That's like really nice to see people like gathering to create all sorts of stories. Oh. The biggest impact in history? Probably the wheel still. For now, Soda. Hi, Crimson.
And on the wiki, you can browse SCPs with designations ranging from 1 to 3,999. They are organized into 4 numerical series. Series 1, SCP-1 through to 999. Series 1 was written from 2007 to 2011.
The time
Series
keeps
2,
going down on some of them,
through to
but not on Series 3.
1999.
I wonder
Series 2
why.
was written from 2011 to 2013. Series 3, SCP-2000 through to SCP-2999.
It's at 8,999. Damn.
Series 3 was written from 2013 to
God
2017.
damn.
And Series
It makes... I mean, I have 2 questions rising out from this. One of them is, how the hell did I never hear about this? Like, how the hell did I never hear about this? And who is the person that's keeping everything organized? Like, yes, people could just say the foundation. Yes, I'm aware, but like, how many people are in charge of this project? That's insane.
Series 4, SCP-3000 through to SCP-3999. This series is
No,
still
I didn't
being
hear
written,
about it,
but started
Exilian.
in 2017. The SCP format. An SCP file has a very specific format that, in general, must be strictly adhered to. SCPs are the backbone of the entire franchise. These documents are the set pieces of the universe.
How did this
showcasing its
franchise come
tone,
to be?
stories, and possibilities. The basic format of an SCP is as follows. Item number, SCP - then the number. Object class, then a category name. Special containment procedures, then a detailed summary of all specific means needed to make sure the anomaly is safely contained. Description, then a technically written documentation of all things that the anomaly is, does, and can do. And finally, supplements, optional additional files added onto the base document. Each SCP is given an object class based on the degree of containment difficulty. Here are the primary object classes. Safe. The anomaly can be contained by simply leaving it alone. No special procedures, methods, or events are necessary to keep it from damaging the world. This does not necessarily mean it's not dangerous. A safe class object can be world-threatening if not contained.
Excuse you?
But it's just really easy to contain them.
Excuse you? Eh? It came from 4chan and it soon became its own thing. That's insane. That's also pretty freaking cool. Oh. A picture of a peanut started it. What? That is wild. Oh. Like, a safe anomaly is safe by the simple fact that it's easy to contain, rather than the fact that it's safe as in normal terms of safety. Interesting.
Some notable examples of safe class SCPs are SCP-1981, SCP-2579, SCP-993,
Of course, there's a clown.
SCP-1425, and SCP-3039. All examples will be in the video description. Next, Euclid. The anomaly is inherently unpredictable or requires some amount of special effort to be contained. You're not quite sure what will happen if you leave it alone, and it might be a little bit more complex than a safe class entity, object, or phenomenon. Some notable examples of Euclid class SCPs are SCP-3008, SCP-426.
Why is IKEA there? Why is it a toaster? Okay, so basically safe is defined as in you just put it in the safe and it's whatever. And then the other one, I am a toaster. Oh my god. I feel like I'm gonna need to watch that to get the reference. Oh, so Euclid is more like it's a living creature. Or not necessarily creature, it tries to like claw its way out.
SCP-1171, SCP-3001.
I'm not sure how a toaster would succeed that.
And finally, Keter. These SCPs are really difficult to contain, requiring a huge expenditure of resources or extensively complex containment procedures. The most dangerous of phenomena are classed as Keter, often, but not always, posing an existential threat to humanity, the world, or universal structure itself. Some notable examples of Keter-class SCPs are
they don't always pose an existential threat to humanity. Unlike the internet. Oh god. So these are reoccurring events.
Are SCP-1739, SCP-231, SCP-2935, SCP-2293, and SCP-3200.
World ending, damn.
In addition, there are a number of esoteric and secondary classes that are used much less than the big three that I just mentioned, but still serve important purposes. Thaumiel. This is a very rare object class only known to the highest levels of the Foundation. In essence, Thaumiel class objects are anti-Keter. They are used in the containment or counteracting of other SCPs. They act as powerful tools to be used by the Foundation, which normally rarely uses anomalies. Some notable examples of Thaumiel class SCPs are SCP-2000, SCP-2003, SCP-3000,
so some SCPs are good?
SCP-179, and SCP-3031.
Or rather not good, but rather you can mix and match them to nullify the effects of them? Damn.
And finally, neutral.
Yeah, useful. Yeah, useful is better word than good.
Not. Maybe it just stopped working on its own. Maybe someone accidentally or purposefully destroyed it. Either way, it no longer has functional anomalous properties. Some notable examples of neutralized class SCPs are
it got its PP cut off.
SCP-2682.
Oh my god, look at the dog.
SCP-3519, SCP-1762, and SCP-2420.
It's kind
If
of
you want to stop
cool.
watching this guide now and start diving into the wiki, this is a good time to do so.
Oh. It's like, it's kind of cool to see an entire universe. Like, I like, for example, like, I enjoyed reading Dresden Files because of the different threats and things that they were dealing with. I liked a lot of magical shows and movies and books because of all sorts of like wild creative things that they had to deal with. So this is kind of cool.
But be sure to finish this guide if you're unsure of anything. Maybe you can pick one from the links from the description and then follow the cross links and navigation in the article. Maybe you can go to a series page. I highly recommend series 2 and 3 and just click on one with an intriguing title. Or you could roll the dice and press random SCP.
Or
The
chat
best
can
ways to learn about
recommend
the
what they
Foundation
want me to
is to
watch
discover for
in the
yourself
comments
all the
on
genres,
YouTube.
emotions, and ideas it can evoke to keep that sense of mystery and gritty realism.
That, and also the reason why I'm watching this is because in my React to channel on Discord, people posted, I think, 3 or 4 SCP videos, and I'm just like, what's an SCP? So hence why we're here watching.
There's still a lot to learn about the culture and vocabulary and universe of the site. You can find out and learn by yourself just by reading as much as you can. Playing it by ear, it's pretty fun that way. Or if you'd like to get a better handle on everything that's going on and a few more ways to drop you into the community, stay tuned. I still have a lot to show you. Next up, in-universe elements. Foundation structure and protocol. Security clearance represents how much information about an object you're allowed to know. If you've read through an SCP or two, you're bound to have seen these. Data expunged.
If you've read through an SCP, I'm just like, or if you've seen any TV show, redacted is pretty common. Instead of a white box, you usually have a black one to see erased parts or censored parts.
Redacted, or the text completely blacked out. These keywords are common hallmarks and tools of narrative of the SCP Wiki, signifying that the information has been classified to a higher clearance or has been cleansed completely. It adds an element of horror through absence that is classic to the SCP fandom. For a great example of how security clearance levels can be used,
nothing like
read
the unknown.
SCP-2317. There are also many types of workers in the Foundation. Among them, we have containment specialists, researchers, and security tactical response officers. There are field agents, who are out in the world undercover, looking for signs of anomalous activity, and mobile task forces, special units that are assigned to carry out certain dangerous jobs. The task forces document contains a list of mobile task forces along with their associated SCPs.
You know, this makes me wonder if there are forums where people just roleplay. Like, back in the day, there used to be Harry Potter roleplay forums where people would get sorted in a house, and some of them would be teachers, some of them would be students, and then you had the graduates. Like, you had the entire universe on a forum with people managing it and constantly writing RP with each other and stories. So, like, it makes me ask myself, because this looks like something that would be on the forums as well, where people would coordinate to write, well, basically roleplay, encounter the anomalies that they've been studying, using the cases, compiling new ones together in a collaborative effort, just like what they said the Foundation is, right? There are SCP games. Yeah, but a game wouldn't necessarily involve the entire community or oversee it, right? Because, like, an SCP game in itself would show you just kind of like what's been happening already in an alone setting. rather than having a forum where people collaborate together and roleplay and stuff. I feel like it's less interactive and less creative. Because in the game, it's like you have that already. You can't really modify it unless you mod something yourself.
The Foundation is usually thought of as a far-reaching organization, and so their bases are found across the globe, and sometimes outside of it. These bases can be sites or areas. For more information, read Secure Facilities Locations. The lead.
Also, another thing that I wanted to mention with the whole forum thing was it like a place where it's recognized as the official thing. Because, yeah, you can have a lot of people just making their own thing that isn't recognized by anyone.
Leaders of individual areas or sites are high-ranking level 4 researchers known as site directors. There are few in the Foundation that rank higher than site director, and they are the O5 Council, the ultimate leaders of the entire Foundation. The Overseer Council, abbreviated to O5, is a group of 13 people who manage all Foundation operations worldwide and have complete access to all information, redacted or not. Their identities are classified for safety, and they are only referred to by their ID, O5-1 through 13. In addition, some versions of canon also include the existence of an administrator, the creator of the Foundation. Finally, one of the most interesting parts of the Foundation
forum-based.
are D-Class personnel, or Class Ds. The canon around D-Class personnel helps showcase the colder and more morally gray side of the Foundation. In order to experiment with and contain SCPs, the Foundation needs lab rats to test things with. The D-Class. Oftentimes, they are recruited from death row or the prison population, serving as expendable personnel that are used to handle hazardous anomalies.
You'd think D would be like better, but no. The D is from getting dicked. And not in the good way. You're a lab rat. Damn.
In the early days of the site,
An
the
actual
common
lab
headcanon
rat
was that all D-Class were executed at the end of the month. However, this idea has gone out of fashion as the site has evolved. For more interesting stories about Class D personnel, try reading entries from the D-Class contest. Terms to know. The SCP Wiki has created a wide set of terminology and new innovations, inventing concepts that are unique to the premise of the site and found nearly nowhere else in literature. You may want to know these terms before you dive in. Anomalous classifications. Memetic, or meme. A meme is any unit of information that can spread and transfer itself throughout society. Memetic effects deal with how the brain understands and reacts to media.
Of course, a meme is an anomaly.
Is a piece of data in the subject's mind that has an anomalous effect on that subject's physical or mental state that is spread when someone else becomes aware of the same information. In particular, anomalous memetic agents are bits of hazardous information that are like a mental virus, triggering anomalous reactions in people who are exposed to them. Anti-memetic or anti-meme. An anti-meme is the opposite of a meme. It has self-censoring properties. Anomalous anti-memes are perfectly mentally camouflaged, whether by making you unable to hold your perception of one in your short-term memory or making you unable to comprehend the concept of its existence.
So average Joe. Oof. When you're so average that no one remembers you and you're just kind of like there but not really there.
Cognitohazard. A cognitohazard is something that is dangerous when we perceive it with one of the 5 senses. For example, a sound that causes you to bleed from every pore, or a smell that causes you to go insane. All memetic effects are a subset of cognitohazards. as in order to process the information, you have to sense it. Info hazard. Info hazards are anomalous effects that trigger when the SCP is described, referred to, or acknowledged. You don't even have to sense the thing to be affected by an info hazard. You just have to know that it exists. It affects data written about the anomaly and people that are made aware of the existence of the effect. Ontokinetic or reality bender.
So being aware. So being aware that something's wrong but not really knowing what.
An ontokinetic being can manipulate the laws of reality, magic, through anomalous means. Groups of interest contain and study reality benders, often in unethical ways, creating some moral crises for the Foundation.
So hackers.
Anart,
got it.
Or an artist. Anart is short for anomalous art. Many people and groups aware of the existence of reality-breaking phenomena choose to explore
an artist. the pun of the name does not
it by creating often surrealist art with extra normal properties. These people being called an artists. Narrativic or pataphysical. A narrativic anomaly manifests itself within works of fiction, often affecting the content of the work involved by creating characters, changing the setting, or blurring the line between fiction and the reality.
So basically, it's an AI that keeps inserting shit. You're like trying to enjoy your story and suddenly someone writes extra.
The pataphorical or pataphysical SCP explores narrativic anomalies using the wiki itself as the narrative. It explores the idea of characters we write on the website attempting to communicate and manipulate us, and being aware of things on the website like author pages, deletions, and discussion forums.
So a troll on wiki that keeps putting the wrong things?
Technology and engineering. Scranton Reality Anchor. Scranton Reality Anchors are technological devices used by the Foundation to essentially regulate consensus reality. They cancel out or prevent the effects of reality-bending entities and anchor down areas where the level of unreality is higher or lower than normal, counterbending it so that it matches the reality that we know and inhabit. Many contemporary authors have criticized the widespread use of SRAs as a catch-all for containing any type of structural or ontokinetic effect.
I feel like that terminology kind of went a tiny bit over my head. just a tiny bit over my head.
Telekill. The SRA back in the old days. Except the problem was worse. In its original form, it was a metal that blocked all mind-affecting or compulsive effects. People went crazy over it and started using it in all their containment procedures, and mistakenly thought it also blocked mimetic effects. Scranton's rewrite of the article added some nuances and drawbacks to it, and its usage had fallen by the wayside anyway, as people have become more innovative with writing. Humes, a unit of measurement that measures the intensity.
It says it's widely used, which means it's still being used. But they learned a bit more about the technology in itself.
Of reality present in an area, crucial to understanding how SRAs and other technologies work. They are useful in quantifying how powerful reality-bending effects are relative to each other. K-class scenario.
Also in regards to what you said, Exelion, they didn't try to do anything original. I don't think they need to do anything original. Like, I think a lot of people fail to understand that trying so hard to do something completely original is like, people want to relate to it and understand and do stuff. You don't need to be original to create something nice or good. So, yeah, why would you make something original when you have already a formula for things that function and people can just be creative within that constrained universe? Like, that's the fun of it. They're being creative with a template.
a term used to classify possible apocalypse scenarios, which the Foundation deals with on a daily basis when
Instead of making up rules and themes, but they did make rules. Like that's exactly what it's saying here. You have a rule, you have a template that you got to respect, and you have certain technology, certain classifications, certain different things where you're given restrictions.
discussing the possible outcomes of dangerous effects or entities. The most common type is XK class, which describes a conventional destruction of the planet scenario. There are multiple minor ones whose exact definitions in canon are being argued over, including CK class, the restructuring of a reality, AK class, humanity goes crazy, SK class, the dominant species on Earth is no longer humans.
Hey, let's freaking go! All of these scenarios sounds fun.
And ZK class, reality universal failure.
Okay, maybe not the last one.
Mind wipe drugs. A narrative tool used by authors to explain A, how the Foundation is able to keep the masquerade of secrecy, and B, to create stories dealing with memory and knowledge. In universe, these are simply chemicals that erase a normal human's memory of some amount of time. When the Foundation has to recover an anomaly in the real world, or seriously messes up, these are used.
Nice. So like wiping your memory, the drug.
Things to read and do. There's more to the wiki than the SCP series. In this section, I open the door to the other areas of the site that are part of the Foundation universe, as well as answer some common questions about key but confusing parts of the site. What is SCP-1? In the early days,
What is SCP-1? Well, I think like this is a good time to stop. I got an answer about SCP at the very least, and now it's in YouTube's hand whether or not they want to see more about SCP and if they want me to continue this. So how about it, YouTube? 200 likes and we get to watch more SCP stuff? It's in your hands.